Hi there, it's Donna from Tappy Crafting and welcome to another Share It on a Sunday. You've probably seen my posts over on my blog for Share It on a Sunday. This one I've decided to do a YouTube tutorial, and actually I wish I hadn't bothered and just left it as a blog, because I created this and then got all of my measurements wrong, which was quite embarrassing because my day job is a teacher, teaching numbers. How absolutely embarrassing. So I've got to do it all over again. But there's my stamping using some of my favourite colours, and it's a pile of rubbish. So we're going to have to start again. So I've got a piece of, I think this is very vanilla, but I'm now crafting late into the evening. I've no idea what time it is. Haven't even got a watch on. Crafting late into the evening. So I'm going to be using another piece of very vanilla. And I'm going to trim this long side down to 8 1/4. I'm feeling such a muppet right now. So let's try this again. So in my last video, which you're not going to see because it's ended up on the cutting room floor, I'm going to use this. I've stamped it. I'm going to do the same again, but using my favourite colours. So I've got lovely lipstick. I've got pumpkin pie. Lovely lipstick is retiring soon. So sad. Mint macaron. Pineapple punch, also retiring. And it's a beautiful yellow. You wait till I stamp it. It's stunning. And gorgeous grape. So because I've already got lovely lipstick still on my stamp pad, or my ink block, and I just want to show you just how easy it is to do this. And I worry about doing stamping just too much in a uniform way, and I can't help it. It's just, so I'm just not thinking about it, and that's why I'm just carrying on talking about the stuff that I was already talking about in the other video. And what I was saying is that we've got a new catalogue coming out soon, and it is sat in my hallway unopened because work has been so busy I've not been able to open it. Tomorrow is Sunday because I'm filming this on Saturday, ready for Share It on a Sunday, and I think I might get up early, leave my husband in bed, make a cup of tea and sit and read my new magazine, new catalogue. Gorgeous grape, and it's exactly that. It's gorgeous. Ink that up and off we go again. And we're just random stamping. Don't think about it. Just put your random hearts all over your paper. Bearing in mind that we've got 3 other colours to go on as well, so don't go too mad. We're not trying to fill all the gaps in with this purple. And I'm going to bung that there and leave it. And I'm just wiping my stamp each time before I put in another colour. So that's those 2 done. Pineapple punch, the most vibrant yellow you're ever going to see, and it's going, and I don't know what they're replacing it with, but that's because I haven't opened the catalogue. And there may be some of you now watching this video thinking, oh, well, I've opened the catalogue. Well, why haven't you opened the catalogue? Yep, I wish I had. Right, in we go with some pineapple punch. Beautiful, absolutely stunning. Just going some random stamps. Lovely, pretty hearts. And it's funny how this heart has come from a masculine stamp set. Let's just go, oh, I don't know, there. Right, next one. Got a bit of a gap here. Need to sort that out. Put that one away. 2 more colours. Let's have a bit of green. Mint macaron, real old favourite. Don't know anybody who doesn't like mint macaron. Let's fill that gap in there. If you're wondering what that noise is, that's my chair squeaking. And I'm doing a lot more working from home now, obviously, because of the situation that we're in. And I'm replacing this chair. Got a new one coming next week. And quite surprised myself because I have done my very first IKEA order. I have never bought anything from IKEA before now, and not for any particular reason, not because I don't like them or anything like that, just never bought from them before. And then in the space of a month, I've bought furniture and chairs. Right, that's mint macaron done. One last one. If I can get this, there we go, shut. Pumpkin pie. Lovely, lovely orange colour. And I'm just going to now fill in these final gaps. Nice, vibrant orange, look at that. And it's just going to anywhere where I've got a bit of a gap. And I know some of this isn't uniform. I'm really not going to worry about it. I am really not that bothered about it. Because by the time I've converted this into a bag, so because I've made 2 videos now, and this is the second video, I can't remember what I said in the first one and what I've said in this one. So, Share It on a Sunday. Myself, Karen Egan from Crafty Karen Designs, and Victoria Littlewood from Vicky Lou Designs. We challenge each other every Sunday. And this Sunday was to make a gift bag out of hand-stamped card. So I've just fulfilled the first part of that criteria. And then, I think this was Karen's challenge, she said, then you're going to make a bag out of it. I thought, well, I'll do the bag, but hand stamping is not something I do a whole lot of. So there we are, first bit done. Now, if I could add up properly, I would have been here by now, sat downstairs, making a cup of tea, waiting for my video to upload. So let's do this again. So, piece of card, 8 1/4 inches square. I've got one direction here, and I'm going to turn that round like that. And the first thing I'm going to do is get the blade out of the way. The second thing I'm going to do is put the base on. I'm also going to get rid of that wipe that I've cleaned up my stamp with so I don't get covered in that. And at 7 1/4, we are going to score. And then I'm going to turn it back where we were, and I'm going to try and get this right this time. You are going to score at 1 inch, which is the trickiest one to score at. So score at 1 inch. Then score at 3 7/8. Then score at 4 7/8. Can you guess what's going on in my head now, thinking, please don't let this go wrong again? And then again at 7 3/4. So what I was trying to explain in my last video, before I realise I've made some howling great error, is that when you're trying to put a box together and you're trying to measure it, first of all, you take the measurement of the width of your paper. And then from that measurement, you want to take off 1/2 inch. And because I use 1/2 inch as a tab, it's big enough to be able to adhere onto the other side when we wrap it all round. So then I'm left with 7 3/4. I've decided that the depth of my bag should be 1 inch. So 7 3/4, take away 1 inch, take away another inch, is 5 3/4, not what I originally come up with, 5 3/4, and then you divide that by 2 to then get you your 2 panels here. So they are 2 7/8. So I've scored at 1 inch, so that's one of my sides, at 3 7/8, so that I've got a panel here that's 2 7/8. Then again at 4 and 7/8. Goodness me, 4 and 7/8. So I've got an inch there, and then up to 7 3/4. And then I've got this here. So I tend to have my base to be the same size, just to keep it nice and simple, the same size as the depth. It doesn't have to be like that, but that's just what I've chosen to do this time. So fold and burnish carefully. If you're using cardstock, be careful of it. It can look a bit battered if you're not careful. I'm just going to fold and burnish all my score lines. This is just going to be a nice simple bag rather. I do like to just do simple stamping, simple crafting. I appeal to the person who is brand new at this and thinking, I don't know what to make. There's such a lot of talented crafters out there. I can't possibly do that. Well, yeah, you can. Come and follow me and I'll just show you some nice simple things. So I folded and burnished all of my score lines. So the next thing I want to do is take my scissors and I'm going to deal with this little tab that's along here. So you've got this little tiny rectangle here and I'm just going to cut up that first score line to where that vertical line and that horizontal line meets. And then I'm going to cut diagonally into it like that and get rid of that bit. And then I'm just going to chop a diagonal line there up to that first score line. And I just noticed as I looked at the camera, it's just gone awfully dark in here. The sun is just completely gone. It is dark outside, so there's a bit more light, but it's just casting a bit of a shadow. Wouldn't have happened if I got the first project right. So now I've got rectangle, square, rectangle, square. So I'm going to cut up each of these score lines just up to that first score line there. Like that. So they are my bottom flaps. Next thing I'm going to do is get some tear and tape and run that right on that score line. And the closer you get it to the score line, the better. I've put my tear and tape away. It's unlike me to put something away. Okay. So if you think that you can't make a box or a bag, have a go. Just write it on a piece of paper. Just try and draw it out. And if you don't like numbers, then I've got lots of tutorials on my channel making different size boxes. So I'm just going to lift that off of there. It's not my night. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. So that's on the outside, must be on the outside. Turn it over and bring this over here. So now you've got the tab here with the tape on it and you're going to fold this over and that raw edge, if all of your score lines are in all the right places, when you bring that over, it should match. And what you want when you open that up, you want this seam to be at the back. Okay, so let's deal with our bottom. So push these two flaps in here. There's your back seam, that's here. See that seam there? So what you want to do is bring this front bit in there and then that will come over there like that. So let's put some tear and tape on there. Put it down, lost it, there it is. I've taken that off, then just hold it down, hold it steady, and then bring that over just to make sure if you're dealing with anything that's flimsy, if you're making something in DSP, which is a little bit more flimsy than cardstock, you can start to lose the shape. So keep it together and fold that over like that. Perfect. Can do something right. So there we are. So we've got effectively a box with no lid. Now what I want to do with this is then just pinch these in. Just push your, helps if you've got nails, but just push this in, pinch it all together, and then we get that, like that. Now, if you watched my video yesterday, you know that I've got a little box of pegs hanging about. There. Now, one way in which you can keep this together is just put just something on there like that. You can get lots of decorative things. You can get little pegs. You can get fancy paper clips. I'll show you another way in which we'll hold it all together in a second. So you could do that, like that. So you've got a nice little gift bag like that, and you can see just how these just push in. So don't try and make a crease there, but they just push in just nicely like that. Now what we could do, and I think we should, is put a nice sentiment on this. And I think you could use that for a man or a woman, I think. So let's just find a nice sentiment to go on the front of that. Now I've found some mint macaron cardstock, and I think what I'm going to do is get some of my circle punches out get some circle punches out and make a big circle in mint macaron and then a smaller circle and stamp on it on Very Vanilla. And I went over to my shelf where my punches are. I remembered I've got these. So this is the Heart Duo punch. Love this. This is such a good buy because I didn't realise this until I bought it, is that this is slightly bigger than that. And so I'll show you what you can get in case you haven't seen me do this before. So I'm going to get my mint macaron, because I've got mint macaron in there, it's going to pull that out. Let's get that. And then before I punch anything out, I need to put a sentiment on here. So I'm going to stick with the same. Should I change my mind? Oh, I don't know. No, I need another sentiment. Back to my shelf. Okay, I found it. This is probably for sentiments my favourite stamp set, and it's Delightful Day, mainly because I love that, but that's not going to fit on my sentiment here. So I'm going to do this, because probably in this bag we're going to fill this with treats. So I'm going to get the Treats Made with Love stamp, and it's a photopolymer, which is usually my favourite. Get a block, stick that on there, and I'm going to stamp this in mint macaron as well. I'm determined to get this video in under the 20 minutes. I haven't made these treats, but if I had, this is what I would put on the front of it. I haven't even put anything in this yet. Oh, I think it might not fit. Oh, it might do. Just move it around a little bit. We'll see what it looks like. We might have to change the sentiment. Nope. Perfect. Couldn't have done that better if I tried. So need some mini dimensionals. Now those pegs that I put at the top of the bag, they're not Stampin' Up pegs. I think we used to do pegs, but we haven't got them anymore. You never know, they might be in the new catalogue. But they were just some things that I picked up cheaply from somewhere. And just going to hover that over there and plonk that on like that. Could be a bit better central. And we're going to put that on there. And again, let's use mini dimensionals. Got 30 seconds till we get to 20 minutes. So if you have discovered me today and you've not subscribed, then come along and subscribe. If you like basic, simple crafting, come along and subscribe. And what I'm doing for May, I am striving to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to work really hard to get to this. And there's my first crack at that. So for Share It on a Sunday, for this Sunday, the 3rd of May, I've got a gift bag that's been hand stamped. I've gone over the 20 minutes using the Heart Duo Punch just to make a lovely sentiment on the front, and some contraband pegs, but we won't talk about those. Thanks ever so much. I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.